Good morning from old Wendy, Puerto Vallarta. We're getting ready to pull into the port here. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning, so still a little ways before we get in. It's supposed to be in port at about 9. So we got a little bit while before we pull in. But we are out getting some exercise, moving around a little bit, and just checking out what the weather's like. It's pretty warm today. I would say low 70s for the temperature. And the seas, well, we're in a protected area, so it's pretty much perfectly flat. Just a lot of wind today. And today, we have a tour booked through the cruise ship. With all of the confusion about time and time changes, well, we didn't think about all that whenever we booked everything. So we have a tour in Puerto Vallarta that was booked for 10:15. And the ship arrived at 9, so plenty of time. But to turn to find out, well, time changed. It had daylight savings time this week, and Puerto Vallarta doesn't recognize that, so it's actually 10 o'clock whenever that we'll be arriving there local time. So we only had 15 minutes, so we went ahead and canceled the tour we had originally booked through Viator, and instead booked the tour through the cruise ship. That way we could eliminate any kind of time confusion. So we'll walk around and show you a little bit of the ship because it's getting close to time to get off the ship. But you can see all the mountains and the city off on the side this way. And then whenever you scan back around, it's mainly city this way. We can see all the big buildings and the mountains that way. So we'll walk around a little bit and show you around the ship a little more. We don't want to interrupt today, but early morning is always yoga and stretching. So we got a group of stretchers and yogers out there. And the pool, well, it's closed off this morning. They have the cover over it, doing a little maintenance it looks like. But there's no waves. That shows you that we're in protected waters, so calm seas for today. So this is a Serenity deck. This is adults only, so over 18 for this entire area. So all this area is for adults only. Lots of lounge chairs up here, and at the front is a little bit nicer area. Has a little windbreak, plenty of places to sit around, have a drink, watch the world go by. Morning, sir. So this is Serenity, and they have their own bar in case you're looking to get a drink. They have a bar up here, so not too far from everything. There's usually there's a little buffet over here too. So they have a little buffet area that they put little salads and snacks up there. So if you want to make your own salad, there's a spot for it. We'll go up and look at where we're going to. We really can't do a Titanic theme here with the Queen King of the World because, well, we're on floor number 12. So real high up, and the bow of the ship's a good ways in front of us. So we'll take you off and look at the front. So that is the front of the ship and into the mountains. We'll be taking a hard left here any second and pulling into the port, which is over this way. And way down there is the bow of the ship. So Puerto Vallarta. And if that name sounds familiar, you've probably heard it on the Love Boat. The Love Boat used to go to Cabo, San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta, and Mazatlán. And that's where this trip is taking us this week. So we're going on the same port as the Love Boat.
And on the way back to the room, I run into this guy, Wyatt, and he is our employee of the day. Not only because he was working his tail off, because also I met him over a year ago on the Venezia. He saw me walking around every morning, and we became friends every morning. So Wyan, thanks for keeping up the good work. And Mr. Wyan is hopefully one day going to have his own YouTube channel. And if he ever does, I'll be the first to sign up for it. After all, think of all the things that a crew member could show you about the passengers on a ship. Yeah, we see a little bit of it, but they get to see all of it. And apparently, cleaning the outside decks is a little raise for him. He was cleaning the inside, and he got a promotion. So now he's cleaning the outside decks in the good weather. And it's breakfast time. And seeing today is a port day, there's a little bit different menu. They have different menus for different port days. And today, well, we weren't really hungry. After all, we've been eating like crazy. So we decided to do a little light breakfast today. Something not so heavy. Because today's tour that we're doing is we're cooking. We're going up and making salsa and taquitos and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to be eating on our tour. So a light breakfast. And on port days, they try to get you in and out quick. And as you can tell by our meal, we did light, but they even cut your bananas for you. Who'd have thunk that?
And we are finally tied up to the pier in Puerto Vallarta. Nice view from here, and see the mountains off in the distance with the city up close. The other side is a lot of big skyscrapers over there also. And here, one of the things I remember was the round building in the middle of the pier. So that was something I remember from before. And the locals are lined up at the bottom, have little bands that I hear playing, and the folks are starting to get off. Of course, you have pictures to take also. So you see the people dressed up in costume further down, looking to take pictures with everybody as they leave. But Puerto Vallarta is today. We'll take you off. Like I said, we got a ship tour today, so an expensive tour.
Rosalba means the morning flower. But today they call me Rosie. I'm going to be today, part of this family, I'm going to be today like the youngest mama. I'm going to be today like Mama Rosie. I have today in this family, because I use my family, I have in this family, I have today 20 children. You are my familia, you're my children. Because remember always, mi casa es su casa. My house is your house. Okay, so welcome to La Aurora Market. So this is what we can here every day to buy our fruit. Fresh fruit all the time. Prices are in pesos. So how many pesos is for a dollar here in Puerto Vallarta? $1? $1? Around 17 or 18 pesos for $1, okay? In Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta, they say Mexican pesos, this is American.
And the reason for the early stop at the local market is because, well, today we're cooking. We're doing salsa, guacamole, and tostadas. And in this local market, where that the locals pick up their stuff, is where we're getting all the ingredients. So we're getting everything fresh right from the local market. And here you can see them making crackers. What this is fried pig skin. So you take the oil and cook the pig skin in it. It comes out crispy and delicious. Our next stop in the market is to pick up some tortillas. Here you can see the machinery, it's probably older than I am, making tortillas. And they would roll them out. Everything is done right here from scratch. They heat them up, put them down, and then they wrap them up and sell them by the kilo. So you can see the local people lined up to get them early in the morning. This is about 9 o'clock that we're at this place. So they're lined up getting them for lunch today. And you can't make good tortillas without some fresh fish or meat or something to go in there with it. So our next stop was the meat and fish market. Here, everything's laid out right in front of you. So in the middle heat of the day, I think this would be a smelly place.
This is the waterfront, Puerto Vallarta. We're just walking along here, checking everything out. Of course, wherever you're looking at things, this kind of stands out. A huge lady walking her dog all along the front. Of course, looking down, there's all kinds of things. It's at the beginning of November, so the Day of the Dead is today, or earlier this week. So all the rocks piled up, all kinds of stuff all along the beach. Of course, the beach is mostly rocks. So all along the street, it has the ladies dressed up. And each one is sponsored. So kind of like at Mardi Gras, you have a float that's sponsored by a company. Here, the decorations are sponsored by a company. And they're lined all the way along the main alley for the street. And on this side, we have statues. The statues are up permanently, but the flowers and all the other ladies are temporarily, just for the Day of the Dead.
And Dia de Muertos, or my pronunciation of it in Spanish, means Day of the Dead, and that's that you remember all of the deceased relatives of the past. And all the memorials have a little bit of tequila right at the front of the altar.
Another altar for the dead. What's unreal about this altar, though, is one that we hope is not dead. The one, well, you can see right behind the camera. It's me.
Alright, over here. Here on your right side, we call this place Los Arcos. Look at food shows. We open the weekend for everybody.
Yeah, time for me to ride out of this town. Me on my little horse. Time to go.
Yeah, I got my pink pony. My little pony.
My cohort over here. He's riding too.
There we go.
Here we go. You're
Ooh, riding.
And though you might think that the Day of the Dead is a religious holiday, well, who knows? It may or it may not be. But in either case, the churches are decorated just the same.
And all down the street is decorated for the Day of the Dead. And we can spot our bus because the Pink Panther and Kermit the Frog are hanging at the front, along with our driver.
As we leave the city heading out into the mountains, we had to leave our large bus behind because it couldn't go into the mountains. And instead we had to take the short bus. But we're used to the short bus. Up into the mountains and to the resort where we're going to start cooking.
So this is where we're going to have our cooking class at. It's a huge butterfly.
Wow, that's so pretty. A huge white butterfly. Oh my god.
Oh, you good? This is the river and the mountains. From where we're going to do some cooking class. So we're going to learn how to cook some Mexican dishes today. Kind of see what all that we have to cook. So nice little river back here. Before we start cooking, after getting on that bus, we're going to wash our hands a little bit there. So this is what our cooking class is going to look like. So we have our ingredients in here, and we're going to smash everything up in here. Already have the garlic in there, and beforehand we get to drink the Mexican water, so with the salt around the edge. But a pretty nice place.
How's everybody? Are we ready? Ready. Let's start with our cooking class. Welcome to La Luz Service Semester. Let's start first. First, salsa with
And we're using a mortar and pestle to smash everything up. This is going to give us a good consistency. And this is the same way that the old people used to do it, back in our ancestors, long before there was machinery.
Step one, mash the garlic and the pepper. Step two, add salt and smash. We have nothing left. Next, we'll smash the tomatoes and the tomatillas. We'll see how that looks like. Still smashing it up. Now we got habanero peppers in. And smash it away still. Next, we're gonna taste it out. So see what it tastes like. And now we're gonna taste our chip. See what it tastes like. See what we made. Pretty good. I'm an excellent salsa maker. Good. So the next thing we made is guacamole. So now it's time for the taste test. We're going to try the guacamole. This is what it looks like whenever that you smash it all up. So it looks like pretty good. We'll see what it tastes like there. Now the taste test for the guacamole. So this is what we got from Authentic Chips. Down the hatch. Pretty good also. Next thing we'll have to do is the Mexican fire water. Goes good together.
piece of it.
So the next thing we'll make is tostadas. So we have the corn chips, our guacamole, and our salsa. So we'll mix it all together and make a little snack. And now, I'll take one.
One for a beer. Did you want a beer? I bring you here.
A beer costs extra. So, a little bit extra here. And now for the best part.
The Southwest, Tucson,
Eating it.
Phoenix, and
So next, we'll try eating it. Pretty good. I won't show you eat me the whole thing. I'll eat it, then we'll come
when
back.
you get there, you need to.
And in case you can't eat everything that you were given or just are bad at making stuff, there's a cleanup crew just underneath the table waiting for any scraps. And you may always hear about don't eat the food whenever that you're in a foreign country because you may get bacteria. But alcohol kills all those bacteria. So we're at a tasting, and I don't mind if I do have a little taste.
So that's in less age. That's the most aged tequila. And he's turning around shooting the middle-aged tequila. So we'll try them all.
And now it's time to try the older tequila. This is the more expensive stuff. So they've been saving it for almost last.
A double.
You can get a double shot. So yeah, we're going to do a double shot.
Yeah, you need more.
And lastly, a tequila with a little flavor. I think this was hibiscus flavor, giving it the red color. And yeah, we're going to do a double shot of that too.
Got
I don't
this.
even know why you asked. And lastly, we stopped by the chocolate factory where we get to sample the cacao. Only because I like saying cacao.
So we get the cacao seed from Tabasco, that's a state outside of Mexico. We have all the kitchen on the back, so we make everything right there. We have production every day. So we have a fresh product right here for you, and we don't use chemicals in our product. It's more healthy than the commercial chocolate. It is a real chocolate. So we want to start first with the first stage. The first stage is a tea, or cacao tea, or cocoa tea. A lot of people ask me why the cacao tea in a chocolate factory. The thing is, the cacao is the most important ingredient to make chocolate. And the cacao has a lot of history because the human being discovered this plant 3,000 years before Christ in Mesoamerica. Mesoamerica was the center of Mexico to the Central America. In that age, it was a civilization right there, the Olmec civilization. And the Olmec civilization do for the first place a tea with the cacao plant. So it was the first roast with the cacao plant a long, long time ago. Actually 1500 years before Christ. And this tea, of course, from the house, this is cacao, rosemary, star of anise, cardamom, clove, and cinnamon. And another cultures like the Maya 1600s after Christ, do a chocolate is beer, okay? And well then, the Spanish people come to America and they get, that one's gonna be the last one. Because the white chocolate has just 30% in water of cacao, 20% in power of milk, and the rest is sugar. Actually, it's
And you can't visit Mexico without stopping at a flea market and being pestered by all the vendors. Yeah, it'd be nice to just shop in comfort, but yeah, everybody wants you to come in. Their stuff is better than the other guy's stuff.
For you, sir. T-shirts.
How you doing?
And beware, whenever that you buy porcelain, it shows up as explosives at TSA. And also, the glue that attaches them, also explosives. And you may ask, how do I know all of this? Well, I was held up at TSA while we were trying to get the 4-inch tall cat through. We later named the cat Boom Boom. As soon as we get back on the ship, it's time for dinner. After all we cooked today, well, I didn't eat as much as I was expecting, so I was a little bit hungry. And of course, there's plenty to eat on here. We'll show you a little bit of what we had today. And, all that alcohol, that makes you hungry too. And the menu that I'm showing you here, well, this is just the regular menu. There's also a gluten-free menu. So if you are gluten-free, there's a whole menu for that. There's also a vegetarian menu. So there's another vegan menu that's on the list also. But this is the most popular, the regular standard menu. I forgot who had what on tonight's menu, but this is the barbecue spring rolls. If I'm not mistaken, John had that. And of course, I probably had this, one of my favorites, shrimp cocktail. And Cheryl, the Gerard street salad. This was on the Emerald selection of the menu. And probably me that had the Caesar salad. And for entrees, well, Cheryl had the eggplant parmesan. And John, he had the roast beef. And for me, well, I went for the traditional Italian spaghetti carbonara. And for dessert, all three of us had something different. Cheryl had the banana cream pie, and John had the chocolate mousse, which seemed pretty good to me. And I had a one-eyed Carnival melting cake. No Mickey Mouse, just one eye. In the main show room tonight, we had something different.
I'm going to hypnotize these people instead over here. Give them another round of applause for coming up. Yes, yes. Do we have anybody up here who's ever been hypnotized before? Nobody? Okay. All right, anybody chewing gum? All right, everybody go and put your feet flat on the floor. Put one hand on each knee, preferably your own, gentlemen, and let's begin. Swiftly, as that temperature drops all the way down to the freezing mark, as your body begins to shake and shiver and shake, warm yourselves up quickly. Warm yourselves up quickly. I snap my fingers, it feels like we are in Alaska. Feel that wind chill, rip to the bone, very cold and uncomfortable, but you remember how to regulate that body temperature. That's right. Take that finger, tap your nose, warm yourself up. Use a finger from each hand. Tap your nose doubly as quick, that'll warm you up doubly as fast. And when I snap my fingers again, it is the perfect temperature for you. Perfect temperature once again for each and every one of you. Sitting back in those, your head, clearing out your head as your head has not felt as clear in a long, long time. And at the count of 4, all the way up to 5, eyes open, wide awake 5, wide awake 5, wide awake 5, wide awake 5. As this round of applause gives you 8 hours of restful sleep. Give it up for all these folks. You guys are awesome. Enjoy the rest of your cruise. Good night. God bless. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Hey, give it up for me.
And after all the laughing with the hypnotist, if he's on your ship, you've got to go watch him. That is a funny show. But we have to wind down just a little bit with the Piano Man. And we finish up the night with the 80s Rock and Glow Party. They have this party on pretty much every ship, one of the nights. They're going to have this party. And they go around and hand out the little glowing sticks that you see and have the favorite party music that you could sing along with from the 80s. And, well, that's my generation, so I knew every song perfectly. And the Rock and Glow Party, well, it continued on till well after midnight. But for us, it's time to go to bed. We have another port day tomorrow, Mazatlán. So again, thanks for watching, and remember, we have a few more days of this exciting cruise left. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.